So here's some improvised candles. Here's the rendered fat candle. I simply stuffed the wick in there in U-shaped pattern. It's sticking out on both ends, and that's the difficulty with improvised candles. You're going to have to figure out a way to hold that wick up when you have an improvised candle. And of course it's burning at both ends. It's been burning quite a while now. And this is the coconut oil candle. Same design. And this is a beeswax candle. What I simply did for a beeswax candle is I took a clump of beeswax, and this is a product that I use to coat my bowstrings with to keep them from drying out. Simply took an awl, punched a hole in this clump of beeswax, and then I set a wick on there and used the awl to push the wick down into the hole. And what I have is an improvised candle, and you see it works great. Beeswax is a great material to use. It's a natural material. Rendered fat, you're going to be able to get that. Doesn't matter what environment you're in, there's places to find rendered fat. Same with vegetable oils and mineral oils. If you watch my Ghost Camo channel, I showed you the toucan emergency candle. Simply using 2 improvised cans and a clunky piece of cedar bark, not even refined or coated or anything. And I just simply put a little bit of mineral oil down in the bottom. Okay, mineral oil. And I was able to make an emergency candle. So different materials, different setups. I always save my spent candles. I mean, this candle's spent, the wick is gone, but there's a huge chunk of fuel here left. If I have wicks, if I carry emergency wicks on me, I could turn this into another usable candle. See, I have all these spent pieces of candle here. In an emergency situation, bug out situation, disaster, etc., 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 this is going to be very useful to you. So, highly recommend making yourself up some wicks and at least knowing how to make them, and knowing where to find materials like rendered fat, vegetable oils, mineral oil, wax, which is everywhere, and knowing how to make yourself some improvised candles for emergency situations. Quick word of caution, doesn't matter if it's mineral oil, rendered fat, vegetable oils, or waxes. Alright, any of these material, when they get heated to a certain point, alright, they will cause a fire that can get out of control. Alright, not only will the wick burn, but the surface will burn if it gets hot enough. Alright, that's why with the toucan, I limit with this can on top the amount of oxygen that gets down to the bottom of that wick on the surface of the oil. Okay? Just like a grease fire. Alright? If it gets hot enough, that oil from animal fat, or that oil from plants, or that wax is going to flare up, and it's going to be a very dangerous fire. So you have to learn how to control and use wisely the fuels you use. I notice I have very small containers using 1 or 2 wicks. If you go with a lot of wicks, like I did with this one, I ended up with a very hot surface fire, and this whole surface was on fire. So I have to eliminate a couple wicks out of this and not use them. Alright? Stay safe.